Hi, my name is Courtney Hines of CAD Company. A lot of you know us as Flashcraft also. The purpose of this video is to give you a quick tour of our dyno facility. This is just the engine dyno. The outside this room is the chassis dyno. We are going to give a quick film on what we do when we run in one of our crate engines. And like I say, give you a quick tour of our facility. This is our control console. Of course, it's all in a separate room from the engine, separated by safety glass. We also have extra controls and switches over here on the side for when we're running turbo cars or anything that needs extra wiring hooked up to it. And we've got all our fan wiring and pump wiring built in the walls. We use a docking cart style dyno system. We've got 3 of these carts where we can put an engine on them, and if we need to run another one, we can unplug it relatively quickly and then get to it. Say if we were doing a bunch of prototype testing, we don't have to pull the engine off the cart, we can leave it on. Over here's our water tank. We use fresh water for every run. Not that that's necessary, but I found it takes a lot less smaller, size tank instead of those huge ones that take up a lot of room. We put all the plumbing and wiring underground, as you can see in the floor, so we can walk all the way around the engine without tripping on anything. If you notice up above, there's nothing hanging here. We also have a dual board system where we've got, I believe it's around 56 channels we can monitor. That's why all the extra wires are hanging there. That's in case we want to put pyrometers on things and hook up extra sensors. This engine here is a fairly mild 500 Cadillac. It has one of our smallest cams. It's the 205 cam, and it makes for a real nice street combination. We also run these motors, especially the crate engines. You'll notice we have mufflers on them. We do this to ensure we don't have any knocks or noises going on during break-in, and we found that even though these are street type mufflers, they're not the high flowing style, they're the quiet ones. With the smaller cammed engines, there isn't a whole lot of gain in taking them off. Now when we're running a large engine, a real high powered engine, we will eventually pull the mufflers off it and go for peak horsepower. Here's a back view of the dyno. As you can see, we plumbed everything underground. We've got a couple entrances to the room large enough to wheel engines in. Here's the view of the control room. And then around back here we've got a real wide door to get out, and of course we have 2 very large fans to pull the exhaust out. You may be wondering what a freezer's doing in the dyno room. Well, we found that intercoolers on turbos take a lot of ice, and it's a good place to keep it. I've just started this engine. It's in the process of warming up. It's on the fast idle cam of the choke. You'll notice here it's running about 1600 RPM, nice and smooth. I guess you can probably tell how quiet it is in here. We're watching right now the temperature. 70 something degrees, so it's got a long ways to go till it warms up. When we first start one up, a fresh engine, we'll keep the RPM up for a while to break the cam in, and then we'll start applying some load to it to break in the rings, all the while going ahead and setting the timing and making sure we don't have any leaks or noises or anything that need attention. And we'll run it quite a while till it gets up to operating temperature, and then make some short pulls on it to make sure our air-fuel ratio is correct before we start making any full throttle pulls. Alright, this engine has been previously broke in. Right now we've got the engine fully warmed up. We've got great oil pressure. We're going to go ahead and make a run on it. The run's going to start about 2,000, going to end close to 5,000. That's all there is to a run. We'll go ahead and make multiple runs while changing timing and jetting until we get the ultimate out of each engine.
Printing started.
We keep a file on every engine that goes through here with a graph and all the run sheets. We run so many of these Cadillac engines on here. I mean, we have thousands of runs, so we know what to expect out of each combination, so we can tell right away if there's a problem with anything or if everything's right on track. We keep a stainless steel drip pan underneath the engine so we can notice right away if there's any leaks. Here's up close and personal on that engine with a 205 cam. It's running 700 RPM with a light load on it. Awful smooth. Once we're done dynoing the engine, and before we drain it and crate it, we'll remove the oil filter and cut it open and make sure there's nothing more than just break-in debris in it, to assure you've got an engine that's not tearing up. And then we'll go ahead and we'll crate it and bag it and tag it, and it'll be shipped.